rail diesel injectors. We'll have a look at why we need to code injectors and show you the coding processes on two different vehicles using different scan tools. So why do injectors need programming? Even with today's modern technologies, it is not possible to manufacture injectors that are exactly the same as each other. There'll be minute differences with the injector nozzle openings. These holes can be as small as 50 microns, which is half the size of a human hair. Even the solenoid coils will have small differences between each other. This will cause the needles to lift at different rates. These factors will cause small differences in the amount of fuel injected by each injector. You may think this is insignificant, but in today's world of strict emission regulations, these are the lengths manufacturers need to go to meet these high standards. Complying to these emission regulations has other benefits. If we get the engines to use the fuel more efficiently, thereby reducing the pollution from the exhaust, it stands to reason that fuel economy must improve. When an injector is replaced, the engine control module needs to have the new code entered to be able to compensate for the differences in the injectors. On some engines, if the control module reads a different code to the one stored in its memory, it may not start until the correct code is entered. Injector codes will come in a variety of forms. Depending on the manufacturer, the codes could be just one letter or number, or many alphanumeric digits. Now that the injector is installed, I have to enter the codes via the scan tool. And on this vehicle, we're going to use the Snap-on Motors Ultra. It's a good idea to write these codes down, as sometimes they're hard to see once they're installed. So what I'll do now is I'll get my assistant David to switch on the ignition, and we'll go into scanner. I'll just select my vehicle. I'll just load up my data. Now once in there, we want to select the engine. This is where you go to find injection programming. And once in here, we go to functional tests and special functions. And up the top here, you have injector programming. We'll just follow the prompts. And as you can see, we have a list of injectors with our corresponding codes. Since we've replaced number 1 injector, we need to change that code. So to do that, we'll simply select injector 1, and there's our old code. Now I need to input the number I wrote down before, which is the new injector code number. And once you've inputted it, select enter, and it will give you your old number with your new number as well, just to confirm that you're overriding that number that was previously on that injector. So select confirm, and now it says program successful. So we'll just hit confirm, and we're back to our main menu here. And we can see our new number with a star indicating that we've coded that injector. Now we'll just select OK. So that's how you code injectors. On this vehicle, we're going to use the G-Scan 2. We've already replaced injector number 4, so let's take you through the programming on the scan tool. So what we'll do is we'll select diagnosis. And I'll just select my vehicle. Just wait for that to load up. And from here I'll go to special function. And here we have injector flow rate programming. And we'll just follow the prompts. And see here we have our list of injectors. Seeing that we've replaced number 4 injector, we need to change that code. So we'll select function 4, which takes us into our number 4 injector. Now once again I've written down my code, and I'll just input that data onto the scan tool. So what I'll do now is I'll press enter. And as you can see, the injector ID has come up with the new code I've inputted. So I'll select continue, or OK. And I'll just get David to switch the ignition off. And I'll press OK. And now what I'll do is I'll select OK once the ignition's switched back on. Now what that's done is it's completed that cycle. So now when I press OK, I've now coded that number 4 injector. So once I've completed the job, I therefore need to go back through the fault codes and see if there are any. And if there is, delete them, and then take the car for a road test. That's coding injectors on CRD engines. We had a look at why we code these injectors, and we saw some examples of these codes. And we looked at coding injectors on these vehicles using 2 different scan tools. Always follow the manufacturer's specifications. And remember, this coding has to be done every time you service a CRD injector or a control module. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.